G'day guys, and welcome to another lot of Cisco practice questions. And today I'm going to do router interface configuration, and we're going to get stuck straight into it. 162, you wish to disable the fast Ethernet interface on your router. What command would you use? And you'll be doing this a lot, but in the reverse. So the answer for this one is shutdown, A. And obviously to enable an interface, it is no shutdown, but I may be giving away a future answer. Watch this space. 163, which of the following are encapsulation protocols that could be used on a serial link for Cisco router? Select all that apply. So we've got multiple ones here. Got IPX, PPP, PPTP, HDLC, and RIP, RIP. Okay, so looking at these ones, it's more so simply knowing the answer to this one. And we've got PPP and HDLC. 164, you would like to configure the fast Ethernet port on your router for full duplex. What commands would you use? And there's a whole lot. It's quite small, as you can see. I've had to minimize it big time there. So with this one, it's just a matter of knowing the terminology and also knowing how the syntax is correct, I suppose. So if we have a look through anything that says duplex half, which is, interestingly enough, there's two there. So you can already rule those two out. Pretty plain and simple. And that leaves us with A and C. So if you have a look, the syntax on the right here is correct for both A and C, config and config if being in the interface. Interface F0, duplex full, or interface F0, 0, set full duplex. Simply, it's a matter of how the syntax is normally written, and the way it's normally written is A. The config term, interface F0, 0, duplex full. That's how it's done. 165, you wish to enable the fast Ethernet port on the router. What command would you use? Now, if you listen to what I said earlier, you might be able to grab this one. To disable it was shutdown. The opposite will be no shutdown. So we'll give us C as the answer. 166, which of the following layer 2 protocols are supported encapsulation protocols on the serial link of a Cisco device? Select 2. No surprise here, it's going to be the same as before, PPP and HDLC. But to give a bit more insight on these protocols here, the PPP is an industry standard that connects heterogeneous environments together. Quite a convoluted word, that one. And the HDLC is just one that's used to connect Cisco devices together. 167, which of the following commands would you use to assign an IP address to the fast Ethernet interface on the router? Once again, it's knowing the syntax, and you'd need to do a lot of practice with this through any of your Cisco labs you do, if you are doing any of them. So if you have a look at each one, we've got IP address there, IP address with the subnet mask, IP address with a subnet mask, and it's IP address with an address. So when we're configuring an address, we have to be inside the interface. So that already takes out B and D for us. So now it's just a matter of if it's A or C. Another thing you've got to keep in mind, and this will basically give away the answer, is when you are configuring an IP address, you need a subnet mask in it when typing on the Cisco command line. This one does not have one, and this one does. And it makes the answer C. IP address, then type in the IP address, and then the subnet mask after that. And that will be how you set IP address for an interface. 168, when looking at the interface fast Ethernet 01 command, what is the port number for the interface? Port number. So it's going to be A or B probably. The answer on this one is actually B. It is 1. If you look back here, we've got 01. It's slot 0, but port 1. So that's basically how they come up with 1 as the port number. 169, in a point-to-point serial link between two routers, which router sets the clock rate? AUI, DTE, BNC, DCE. I seem to remember this one somehow after doing a couple of Cisco some of those Cisco labs that have those involved. The answer for this one, again, it's more so just one of those rote memory ones to remember. The answer is D, DCE. 170, which of the following are additional commands needed to configure a serial interface over what is needed when configuring an Ethernet interface? You are configuring the DCE device on a serial link. Select all that apply. And again, this will be I guess, in some Cisco labs and little tests there that will certainly show you and tell you to type in those commands. So we've got clock rate 64,000, describe WAN link, encapsulation HDLC, IP address DHCP. So in this case, when you are controlling the DCE, which is the data communication equipment, you've got to do A and C, clock rate 64,000 and encapsulation HDLC. Question 171, after disabling the serial interface using the shutdown command, which of the following represents the output displayed on the console as a result of your action? So we got serial is administratively down, line protocol is administratively down, serial is down, line protocol is down, administratively down, line protocol is down, serial down, line protocol is administratively down. Try to say administratively 3 times fast. It's very tough. I'm struggling to even say the word. But looking at these ones, it's pretty much just sort of knowing the answer to this one. It's one of those rote learning answers. The answer is C. Serial 00 is administratively down, line protocol is down. The key point to take out of this one is we've disabled it, so we've done something on our end, so it is administratively down based upon our actions to achieve that result. The final question for today, 172, what command do you use on the interface to assign an IP address to the interface automatically via DHCP? So, we've got IP address DHCP, IP DHCP address, IP DHCP address, I think it's the same, in different area, IP address DHCP. So, we've got to be careful here and have a look at what we've got what commands you use on the interface. So we have to be in interface mode in the configuration mode, so it's not going to be any of these two, so it's only going to be these two. And so we've got C, IP DHCP address, and then we've got IP address DHCP. Again, this one is simply knowing the syntax, and the answer is D. It makes more sense, I suppose. What was C? IP DHCP address. Slightly makes more logical and English sense to have IP address DHCP, and that is the answer for 172. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate your time today, taking time out of your day to watch the video and enhance your Cisco knowledge. Really appreciate you joining in. Feel free to give the video a like, share it around, subscribe. It'll be awesome. And I've got a really good Cisco resource in the description below. If you click through and buy that, I'll get a bit of commission from that, and would be muchly appreciated and be forever grateful if you did. And it's a win-win. Everyone wins from that, and certainly is a very handy resource. Great all-round book, no doubt. And I've got my website there, onlinecomputercoaching.com, if you want to check out some more videos, podcasts, and other resources I have online there. So that'd be awesome if you check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.